Hello, folks. Well, this is Miguel from Embargo Man. So, now what we're talking about is this. This is just the question of all this, of what it is. So, the interesting thing about cults, I mean, everybody have heard of certain cults and certain, yeah, I mean, because I saw something about a particular cult called Scientology. All right, Scientology is just another metaphor, and I see the documentary Going Clear, that cult being exposed. When that cult was being exposed, and I heard about this, and I see a bunch of other videos, even Remedy, Remedy knows about that crap, right? So what she have been exposed to them is that Pastor David Miscavige was an asshole, and then even Jason Reed. I mean, Jason Reed might be a member of another cult now, but I believe that we're talking about the cult we're going to talk about is not the Unification Church. No, it's not. It's not the Unification Church. What we're talking about is, I mean, no, it's not. It's not Scientology. It's not the Church of Scientology. Sorry about it. The cult we're not talking about the Church of Scientology. The one we're talking about is going to be the Unification Church, and it's going to be called Moonies Exposed because it is exposed. I seen it. I seen someone who said about the Moonies. All right, so what's going on with this? I have even went there. I went to some of their meetings, and I remember. Okay, I was going there because I was desperate. Okay, I'm gonna go find a Japanese girlfriend. There were Japanese members too, and then there were members from all over the world. So it started in Korea by some guy who believes he's the Messiah. But if I were to get into this, my chances are of having my dream come true, married to a Japanese woman, would be 0%. Yes, zip, zero, nada. But I would get married in a mass wedding, end up being married to a YouTuber. That's just the expectations why I didn't get in, and then expectation to marry a YouTuber. Well, yeah, definitely somebody that I do like, non-Asian, non-Japanese. Maybe she is. I might just say it later on. We're talking about. Well, what's happening with this is that the founder, Sun Myung Moon, has died, and during his time there was a woman who was I guess I saw this on YouTube. She was married to one of Moon's sons. So, and then she got out, and then said that the guy spent some money, and all of a sudden she split out from the church and probably went somewhere. And that has to be a documentary to be made by either HBO, who just come out with the with when they expose Scientology with Going Clear, and or Netflix to just put it out that way, called Mooney Exposed. So like former Moonies who get out and probably doing this. And talking about the Mooney, I'm talking about me within that cult. I would end up married to somebody that I now like. But later on, I might say, okay, how the hell are we gonna get a freaking exposed to this BS? Yeah, I already have exposed to that BS. That YouTuber that I knew probably was a Mooney. Thanks for making a video talking about fire hose of falsehood. Yeah, there are a bunch of they have like water hoses. It's just spread out BS. here, here and there, left and right. Yeah, because actually, the founder, the man who founded the Unification Church, has been dead since 2012. Did he came back to life? Did he resurrected as people say he could resurrect? No. Just like the other guy, Jose Luis Jesus, another guy from another cult based in Miami, Florida, died at the same time. They both died in 2012, right? So what the heck it is? You have Hak Ja Han Moon, Hak Ja Han Sun Myung Moon, the wife of the founder of the Unification Church, still still alive. Hak Ja Han Moon still alive, and that will be a documentary of all these ex-Moonies trying to expose, even by doing documentaries. No, not by doing like in TV shows and do music videos exposing what is this freaking falsehood. I find out is all they just got out. Ex-Mooney members. Ex-Mooney members. I mean, talk about ex-Mooney members. So this is a documentary that HBO or Netflix should have. Moonies Exposed. Why? I mean, talk about Moonies or Unificationists. Yeah, and then you have other people. Hassan, a guy who exposed those MFs. I mean, he exposed them and he told them why he was joining the Unification Church, the Mooney cult, the Unification cult. Yeah, and this is what it is for some of you people hating up and you're saying, okay, after Hak Ja Han Moon, Hak Ja Han Moon, Hak Ja Han Moon dies, after she passed away, there's gonna be trouble. You're gonna see some dude. But let me tell you about this. The Vissarions, in Russia, Church of the Last Testament, the guy got arrested for, for other than that, fooling people, probably tax fraud. Even the founder of the Unification Church, before he died, was from tax fraud. And the Scientology, they like have the Xenu aliens are the Scientology demons, and then all that BS right there, Of course, like I will tell you, Charlie Hebdo, if you could do a favor, please make fun of Scientology and publish our Charlie Hebdo magazine publications making fun of Scientology, and I appreciate that. Scientology needs to be spooked, needs to make fun of Scientology, Charlie Hebdo. I needed that to see what Charlie Hebdo could do if they make fun of Scientology. So, matter of that, because of Scientology and all that stuff, you have people having the garden hose, spreading BS left and right. I mean, like Hassan and everybody else who got out of this is all BS. I mean, first of all, coming is like let me tell you before I could go to this route about the Vissarions. The Vissarions is a Russian cult, and this guy who claims, I've seen the videos, he claims to be Jesus. He said he's Jesus. And Giorgio Toro is the Russian dude, and then last year he got arrested. He got arrested for that's the same thing. What's going to happen with the Unification Church? What's going to happen when Hak Ja Han Moon dies? Hak Ja Han Moon dies. Mother Moon, when passes away, there'll be it is. That organization has been spun off. They created the Washington Post, put it that way. They have a gun company called Car Arms, and most likely they might just sooner or later, sooner or later they're like gonna freaking merge with 6 Hour and move their headquarters to the Netherlands because of that, and they will tell you why this all could make sense. Maybe they even buy a soccer team. For all you people out there not aware of where you're going, just be careful that one of these days the Moonies are going to take over your facility, your churches, and they're gonna freaking get paid before this after Hak Ja Han Moon passed away. After Hak Ja Han Moon passed away, the wife of the founder of the Unification Church passed away, your church would be settling to belong under the Unification Church. They're gonna pay the money. What the government would do at the country you're at. It is. What's going to happen is this. They're gonna have some guy, another self-proclaimed Jesus. Another self-proclaimed Jesus that he's gonna come out and he's gonna get married to a Korean prostitute, and that's in one country in particular. He's gonna get married to a Korean prostitute and probably married to a Korean prostitute, and wonder the same thing like the Russian dude. Same thing like the Russian dude, but this other self-proclaimed Jesus. Just imagine one particular movie that I'm telling you about. All right, so what is the self-proclaimed Jesus? All right, the new leader of the Unification Church when Hak Ja Han Moon passes away. Right? Resemblance behind this self-proclaimed Jesus is the guy with the squid face. Pirates of the Caribbean, remember? The guy with the squid face. And his ship is the Unification Church. Right? So what's going on in there, what's going to happen is that you're going to get fooled, you're going to get tricked, you're going to get, saying, oh, well, that's not going to happen. What the hell is going on? Jesus, yeah, it's going to, I'll bet you this, yeah, it's going to take, I think this is going to take place in Holland, it's going to take place in the Netherlands. Mother Moon's funeral is going to take place in the Netherlands. Paula White said something about it. God unite Korea and the United States, and then she's using the gospel, right? So, what would happen? And this is what they need to stand. I mean, Paula White is fake. And then you're talking about Barack Obama, all right? Barack Obama was born in the United States. Paula White isn't. Her real name might be Paula Van Dwight, right? So you heard what this last name knows. You know what Van Dwight, where that last name comes. That means she's not even born in America. She's not born in the USA. She just faking it. She said about conference about Mother Moon and whatever it is, and then when Mother Moon dies, she's gonna cry and try to speak in Dutch, in the Dutch language, about Mother Moon at Mother Moon's funeral. And then this other self-proclaimed Jesus, that actually would be a pimp. And I'm gonna tell you what, some pimp that dressed up like Jesus, looks like Jesus, and his wife, who is a Korean prostitute, that is probably one of Other Moon's children, would say that she is Mary Magdalene. She might be dressed up as a clown doing protests, and when they freaking banned prostitution in South Korea, running around like crazy, and all her members, and probably that Mary Magdalene from the Moonies pour some gasoline on her body and running away, dressing up, looking like a clown, right? In the Unification Church, Mary Magdalene is a clown. She escaped her own country, did what she did, and married this pimp that he's gonna say to be Jesus Christ. I mean, in the other words, what would happen to the Unification Church after he would get exposed? The Unification Church will move from the headquarters to South Korea, to the Netherlands, probably Amsterdam, and probably some church over there that they abandoned in some village over there, and the self-proclaimed Jesus, the guy who said to be Jesus Christ, the future leader of the Unification Church, will have his organization there just like the Vissarions, but only to add the bullshit, only to add the BS that said, okay, the founder of the new Church of Jesus Christ, that wouldn't be the Unification Church, is going to be called the New Church of Jesus Christ, was founded by the holy messengers, the holy true parents that started in South Korea, and they're mentioning Sun Myung Moon and Hak Ja Han Moon. And they mention that kind of BS, and people trying to freaking believe, yeah, it's like similar to the Vissarions. I mean, in other words, the Unification Church, when Mother Moon dies, is gonna be like, like the Vissarions with steroids. I mean, convincing people is true, convincing people that Mary Magdalene is Korean. In other words, the Unification Church is gonna be ruled by a pimp who looks like Jesus and dressed up like Jesus, married to a Korean prostitute that might be family members of the Moon family. Even though we're hearing the story about another of the Moon children, the daughter, and she says she's a Moon, but she's not a Moon. She's not of her dad's church. Thank God for that. But this is just another Moon relative, another one who escaped, who dressed herself like a clown, and then guys, Moonies, if you've seen the video of some of the videos about the prostitutes protesting in South Korea because they banned prostitution, you see Mary Magdalene running around the streets, or probably Mary Magdalene pouring some gasoline. Yes, you see Mary Magdalene, all right? But that's why you believe when it first comes, you're just going to believe the BS. You're going to believe some pimp who claims to be Jesus Christ, some Dutch pimp who claims to be Jesus Christ, and then you cannot get off the boat. This is why I'm asking HBO and Netflix and all these to make this documentary called Moonies Exposed. Moonies Exposed would expose the Unification Church in their lives, in their having a garden hose spreading BS left and right, and having ex-members of the Moonies, ex-members of the Unification Church, telling all the lies about it and what's gonna be next. Hak Ja Han Moon is just a figure, just a figure of representation that this woman was the wife of the founder. But actually, in reality, it is some guy, because I heard about the speeches of Hak Ja Han Moon speeches. The narrator, talking English, has a Dutch accent. That guy is the mystery guy. Is that mystery guy who is ready to head on. He is like the administrator. He just, have money, and others, you're like, I have this puppet. I have this puppet. This woman's a puppet because the guy who founded this organization is dead. Boom. Here we go. Somebody who is used as a puppet, waiting for her to take her last breath so the guy could take over, that he could take over, sell his whorehouse, his brothel, marries his client, his employee, who is related to one of the Moon families, who is probably a whore, a Korean whore, and then he says, you know, the mother moon is dead, Hak Ja Han Moon is dead, and Sun Myung Moon is dead. Now he says, I am Jesus Christ, and this is my wife Mary Magdalen Moon, and this says, okay, God has noticed that the new Church of Jesus Christ started in South Korea and is going to end up in Europe. It's going to end up in Poland. That's the way that this damn guy, who is a pimp or a former pimp, is going to show up. He's going to take over. And all you say about the true family, the new true parents, is going to be some pimp who claims to be Jesus Christ and dressed up like Jesus Christ and look like Jesus Christ, and some Korean whore who said that she is Mary Magdalen, probably Mary Magdalen Moon, just to keep the Moon name in there so people could become Moonies. And then they want you to take over some Catholic churches, and those churches, most likely in Holland, they become part of the Unification Church network, right? So you got to be careful that we need to do this, explain about the documentary, about some ex-Moonies, and about some people who are get out of the Unification Church, maybe by talking crap, maybe by a song. It's just a freaking fire hose. They're the Unification Church is the fire department of BS. The Unification Church is the fire department of BS, because the reason why they are the fire department of BS, because they're spread out falsehood. And probably one of them, who might be a ex-Mooney member, I love you for that. If you are part of the Moonies, I love you for that. Singing about, what is it? You know, is some guy with a suitcase with a stack of money. All right, this narrator, this damn narrator, who's using a woman as a puppet, is the true leader of the Unification Church. When this narrator of Hak Ja Han Moon, when he says that his puppet has died, he's going to bring along his Korean hooker wife. He's a pimp. And with next to his Korean hooker wife, he'll said he's Jesus Christ. He's dressed up like Jesus, looked like Jesus. And his Korean whore wife will say that she is Mary Magdalen. That Mary Magdalen is Korean. And her real name is Mary Magdalen Moon. So I was waiting for you. Write me any comments. Any ex-Mooney members know about all this crap. And please be careful. Once you go to church, once you notice that there's something fishy going on here, there's something fishy, okay, Jesus Christ has returned. Jesus Christ found his wife. Jesus Christ's wife, Mary Magdalene, and then you hear Moon, and then you hear, what the hell's going on with this? Is this guy? No, it's not Jesus Christ. It is some pimp. They're talking about some Dutch pimp who was the narrator of his puppet, who passes away, the founder of a cult. And then after all this crap, then you'll see and you're gonna find out that it is all BS. It is all lies. And then you notice that you find the truth, and the truth will set you free. once you hear that kind of stuff, once you hear about some fool thinking he's Jesus, claiming to be Jesus Christ, dressing up like Jesus, looking up like Jesus, said he's just Jesus, and his Korean wife whore said to be Mary Magdalen Moon, and you hear Moon, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of that place, because you're gonna get fooled by joining the Unification Church pretty soon. Please hit the bell button and subscribe to the Embargo Man channel, and please take care. God bless. Goodbye, everybody.